Hello there, everybody, and we are live for Building Your Personalized Eating Plan series. Today we are doing the second of our live streams, and today we're talking about the importance of goal setting. This is such a vastly important topic to talk about, and often a forgotten topic when you are wanting to change your eating habits. So goal setting is important because when you want to achieve something, be that weight loss, becoming more healthy, you need to know exactly why you're doing it. You need to set up the goal well so that you've got a good starting point and a good point to keep looking at when things aren't going quite the way you want them to. So the importance of goal setting, let's begin. So the kind of goals that I always hear in my practice are things like weight loss. Okay, so this is the most common one that I hear. Everyone wants to lose weight. Okay, I can't say everyone, but so many people want to lose weight. And it's actually quite interesting because when you ask them why they want to lose weight, they often don't know. And so that is why we need to know a little bit more and be a little bit more specific when it comes to goals. So lose weight is a very common one. Another one that I hear quite often is I want to improve my health. I want to fit into clothes. I want to manage a medical issue. I want to feel more accepted. I want to improve my energy levels. I want to get my appetite and cravings under control. I want to feel more confident about myself. I want to stabilize my blood sugar levels. And I want to stop the diet binge cycle, or otherwise another one is the diet mentality cycle. I want to get out of this diet mentality. Okay, so these are the kind of goals that I hear all the time. And if you look at them, some of them are very good goals to have, and others are a little bit on the more superficial side. And it's not that we can't have superficial goals, it's that if we have only superficial goals, we often don't have enough staying power. So let's say your goal is that I want to lose weight because I want to fit into my clothes and feel more confident and feel more accepted. How do you know when you've reached that? Losing weight, you can measure by stepping on a scale, but our bodies don't work like robots and they don't let go the way we often like them to let go. And so with these kind of superficial goals, you can often feel like you get stagnant. I'm not feeling more accepted. I'm not feeling more confident, or I felt more confident for a while now. I'm not feeling confident anymore. So it really is, these are not good goals to have because they won't keep you on track. Having goals like I want to improve my health or I want to have better energy levels through the day are much more realistic goals to focus on, because by having them, you've got points that can show us whether we're doing better. So I want to improve energy levels. If you don't have that afternoon dip anymore and you feel like you can give it more and you can do better at your exercise and you can concentrate longer in the day, you're going to feel like I have achieved so much. I have actually, this change in my eating has helped me to do so much better. And because I'm seeing all these positive results coming from it, I want to continue with this eating plan. Whereas if you're not losing weight at the rate that you want to, not feeling more accepted, you're like, why am I doing this? I'm not actually gaining anything. And so why am I continuing on this plan? And that's often why people jump off of a plan and go back to old habits and stop their diet, because first of all, it gets too hard. And then second of all, they're not getting to that goal the way they thought they would. They're not feeling the way they thought they would. When you are defining your goals, you need to make sure that they are in fact SMART goals. Okay, and I'm sure you've all heard of SMART goals. This is an acronym that has been around forever. So let's just work through it and look at how our goals need to be SMART. So first of all, they have to be quite specific. I want to improve my health. that's random, that's not specific enough, it's not direct, it's not telling us anything. I want to feel better. Again, how do you define that? Be more specific. I have seen that my blood pressure is high or my blood sugars are high, and I want to get them into the normal range and thereby be healthier. And the same with weight loss. You can't just say, I want to lose weight. You've got to be more specific about, I want to lose so and so many kilograms. It's better to put a number on it and make it more specific. It also needs to be measurable. So like with the health, you've got to be able to measure your blood sugar levels or your blood pressure regularly and see that there is an improvement. With the weight, you've got to be able to step on the scale and see that the number is coming down. Attainable is very, very important. Is it a realistic goal? Is it actually something that your body can do? So if it's about, I need to get my sugar levels down or I need to get my blood pressure down, you might not be able to do that on its own with food. You might need a medication with it, but you can get quite a lot done with food. So by changing your eating habits, you can really be able to move towards that goal. Same as weight. Can your body lose weight? Well, we don't know. I see a lot of people who want to lose weight, but their bodies are in such bad shape because of years of fad dieting. And so because they've been dieting for so long, they actually cannot lose 10 kilos in 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. It is impossible because their bodies need to correct themselves physiologically, get into a better space before they can actually lose weight. And so you've got to check that it's attainable. Often also people want to lose 10 kilos in a month. That's not a realistic goal. And as much as you can go down 10 kilograms on a scale, you cannot lose 10 kilograms of fat in a month. So you're not only losing fat, and that's why the scale is also not always the best measure from a weight perspective. The next one in the SMART goals is it has to be relevant. It has to be real. It has to come for a good reason. So if you want to lose weight because you're going to a wedding and everyone's going to see you and you don't want to look bad, that's not very relevant weight loss reasons. But if you're wanting to lose weight because you believe that you can be more healthy or your joints are not going to be as sore when you move around when you lose weight, that's very relevant. We have an issue with weight, too much weight causing problems, and by decreasing the weight we can improve those. So make sure it's relevant, because often, unfortunately, our weight loss goals are not very relevant, and when they're not relevant, it is almost impossible to get that weight loss happening to the extent that you may want to, and also keep it off. That's the hard part then. And then, of course, our goals need to be time-based. It is good. It's not good to have an open-ended goal of, I want to lose weight. I don't know how much. I don't know how long I'm going to give myself. The chances of you sticking to something, to getting into a good rhythm, is very low then. So make sure you give yourself a bit of time frames to get your goals done. And remember though, with your time frames, you can have a long-term time frame, but you should also, it is a year goal you've got to divide it into smaller goals. And remember also, we can readjust our goals from time to time. So we can see within a month, no, my lifestyle actually doesn't allow for me to lose 2 kilos a week. I need to go to half a kilo a week. That is much more realistic for me. So this is how you need to make sure that your goals are SMART. I'd like you to consider some things when you are defining your goals. The first one is, I want you to think about, what is your reason for setting your goal? Okay, so we all have goals and we need to know why we're doing this. So I want to lose weight is not a good enough goal. Why do I want to lose weight? And this is again where superficial, good, stable goals, we've got to ensure that if there's something real to it, that there's a good enough reason that we're going to stick to a change and work on getting a change done if we do it for the right reasons and not a superficial reason. The second one is, I want you to think about what could get in the way of you reaching your goal. And once you've figured those out, how can you work through them to overcome them? So an example that I often give with this is, I need to change my friends because my friends keep taking me out to drink. I end up binge drinking and then I eat everything. And because of this, I cannot lose weight. So we cannot change our friends. We need our friends. Don't give them up too fast. But we've got to find a way, if this is the case, then how will we overcome it? Well, we're going to suggest to our friends to meet at a specific spot, and we're going to go walking instead of drinking, or find different things to do with your friends, or don't see them as often, or learn to change your behavior when you're around them so that you don't end up over drinking, for example. Okay, so it is good when you're looking at your goal to think about there are going to things that are going to hamper it and get in the way. We've got to find ways to work around them. And similarly, what people are you going to be able to use to help you get to your goal or to get to your healthy eating? So the friends that will be better for you are the friends that you're going to spend a bit more time with with. So, for example, if you're a very fast eater, a really good thing to do is sit next to someone who eats slowly. We tend to slow down when we're sitting next to someone who eats slowly. So you've got to also think, who are my allies within this goal? How can it, because doing things on your own is always going to be hard, and making changes and changing habits is difficult and needs time and needs energy. And so if we've got people around us that will make it easier, voila, much better. So what time frame are you going to give yourself? So we spoke a little bit about this in the last slide. Put a time frame in place. Really great is, I love it when people say to me, I'm going to give myself a whole year to get my eating right, because that's wonderful, because that's how long it really does take for it to get really well ingrained. And then if you've got a year long as a goal, then put little goals in place monthly to see you getting to where you want to get to. And then look at when are you going to review your goals, because life changes. So you might find when you started it, it was easy, you didn't have too much on, but all of a sudden you're doing this extra course now and your time is so much more constrained and you don't have the freedom to exercise as much as you wanted to, or to cook as much as you wanted to. And so we have to then review, and it's not about reviewing and saying, okay, no, I'm going to give up on that goal. You should try and stick to your goals, especially if it is a weight loss goal or a healthy eating goal. We want to be able to get there ultimately, because once we've gotten there and we've gotten the habit changes and we're in a better space, then life is so much better and easier. But we do keep needing to reassess and go, well, right now, this is what my life looks like, and how am I going to shift things and adapt my life and adapt my habits to make it work? And especially right now during lockdown, corona, and all of these issues that we have, things keep changing. Now we're back on level 1, so we can do a little bit more. And so you might need to go into work more often, and you can't work from home anymore. Those are two very different ways of looking at your day and looking at how your day works, because when you're at home, you've got the kitchen there. When you're at work, you have to prep better and take with you. When you're at work, it's easier because you're controlled. You can only eat what you've taken, unless you are in a bad habit of going shopping. But at home, you've got all the food around all the time. So how are we going to manage these if these are your issues? So we do keep needing to review. And the last one that I want you to think about is, how are you going to reward yourself when you do get to a goal or mini goal? Because when we reward ourselves, it feels good. You feel nice when you get something or give yourself something. And we want to have a reward through the process, because otherwise it starts feeling like a very hard work and not as doable. So think about rewards, and really, really important, please don't make them food rewards. The food rewards are allowed to happen during the weeks as we go along. We don't say, oh, I got to my goal, I'm allowed to have a chocolate. I don't want you thinking like that. The goals, the rewards are more in terms of, I'm going to buy myself a new book, or I'm going to buy a nice ornament for my home, or little things like a new outfit. And the bigger the goal that you're going for, the bigger the reward can be. So think of a couple of rewards that you're going to give yourself through the process to make it more exciting. And there's a really, really important question that I want you to answer if weight loss is your goal. What and how do you expect to feel when you reach your goal? And if there is a specific thing that you think will be so different once you're at your goal weight, do you think it's possible to start feeling like that now? What this question leans on is self-care, self-love, consideration, being kind to yourself. Often we're so hard on ourselves and we blame it on things like weight. My weight isn't perfect and therefore my life isn't perfect. If my weight was great, if I could fit into the clothes and feel more confident, then I would be able to have a good job or a job that I love or wear the things that I love. So why can't we start doing these things now? I want you to believe that you are good enough now. You deserve all of these things now already, no matter what weight you're at. There's nothing that says that one weight is better than another weight. It all comes down to how good you feel about yourself. And when there is self-love, when you do love yourself and you do and you are kind to yourself in the process, you actually start doing so much better and treating yourself so much better. So like, for example, what I'm trying to say here is when you're kind to yourself, it is easier to eat healthier than when you're not kind to yourself and you're beating yourself up the whole time. So I want you to think about that. What am I expecting will happen? And is there a little bit of that I can already start implementing now and learn to love myself and accept myself? Because one thing that is important to remember is you are perfect. You are perfect already. We are imperfectly perfect. And no one is the same. So what is perfect anyway? But we're all good enough. We all deserve the best now. And through the process, you might say, yes, I want to learn to eat healthier so that my body is in a healthier state, etc., etc. But try and be kind to yourself in the process and do nice things for you now already. And you will see how much easier the process gets when you do that. And that's our session today. So goal setting time. I want you to try and think of why you want to get into healthier eating habits and what it means to you and how you are going to have good reasons for doing it so that you can get to that place that you want to get to. I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.